This is a well-known currency company. Motor Invest Large Assembly Unit. Buy from Donk Fung. And accordingly, then their business is collected here and sold. What I'm driving now costs about 4 million. But there is one but the state helps. And you can buy this car for less than 4 million. And for 2,600 it is clear there will be loans. There are different conditions there, but the fact remains a fact. 2,600 means electric train. Where is your sport button here? Drive mod is great. This is sport. And we are flying into space. There are no brakes, is it possible? Where is the recuperation here? She stands tuned. Customized standard. Well, I just hit the brakes and he wasn't there. I'm a brake on him. He's like that. Good suspension travel. She's soft but she can be softer. Because it is so short. Not a long car. For 4 million rubles. We rode on this one and it was really soft. And a really crazy set of components. Here when I get into the salon. With all the love. Well, of course there's no such thing as there. Here everything is more modest and simpler. I would like to of course. It's hard to get to this crooked line. Which some comrade did. Well, I won't because this is a car. In any case, it is going to the Russian Federation. Nothing really here. There is nothing particularly supernatural about it yet, but they are collecting and are already doing great. That's why the guys from Motor Investa and all. Who does this in our country? In any case, respect to you all. Many thanks to Rolf Company, which kindly provided us. This car is for a test drive. Of course I won't praise her, but just a lot. Just left, and all the materials are so inexpensive. Budget. I see. Okay, accepted. There are some moments somewhere. Here the panel is somehow not very even. Iron. Here the welding seams are clearly visible. Let's start from the fact that it is 2,600. Let's take a look at it. For 2,600, yes, for 2,600. For 2,600 she op. For 2,600 she knows that mother. The best woman you know. But after 4 the situation is no longer the same. What should I start from? Come on, program me a feeling. So that I could understand it at all right now. Because everything changes. If for 4 one situation, if for 2,600 another. Come on motivation 2,600,000 2,600 all. I'm already starting to like it more. Guys from Motor Invest which. They didn't give us any money, wow. How much do we have here in battery 53? Normal is as far as we can get. Must be 400 kilometers. He has no dollars. Yes, 407 kilometers is stated. You know, I drive it absolutely easily. I just don't find anything stressful at all. Soft and good. Very cool. I give gas right away. The reaction to the pedal is instantaneous. The electric theme is like this and it has 163 horses here. Yeah, listen, there's not enough at all. Yeah, that's great for the city. Well, she's just like jelly. Yes, she has no brakes either. Classic story. Everyone has the same. Notice about the color. I won't say anything. To each his own. But that's basically it. Here listen for the city. No more is needed. I wonder how she will behave in winter. Yes, I think she will behave the same way in winter. She will go 300, 250 kilometers will be covered. Well, the numbers in the city are like this. You charged up and got there. Still charge. I went there and charged up. Parking is free. Yes, the chargers are free. Parking is free. There is no transport tax. If only we had cars like these for 1 million would come out. Yes, and it would be cool. Yes, that would be nice. Well, when we look at the current market and see that we have Lada Vesta 2400, yes. This is compared to the electric Moskvich. I like Moskvich better and I like it better too. I'll explain why. Firstly, it's bigger. Secondly, it has a more interesting interior design. In the third, it is more interesting in its design. This car smells a little bit like the 80s. These forms of hers are all round. Well, not bad. But we need to understand from the other side that the Moskvich is electric. Costs more. And another nuance compared to the Muscovite and the electric one. This car is declared Class B. And the electric Moskvich is declared as a Class C. He also has a security system around him. Yes, it also has a leather steering wheel, and the interior is eco-leather. You know when they start with a leather steering wheel, it's eco-leather. And this is not eco-leather. Who cares? Something will be erased. Something will be erased. The seats are so-so. Well, that's not very convenient, although electric. And they would have been somewhere around 1.5. Comfortable in general, just incredibly. There is a panorama, that's good. Yes, it is nice. I don't see that you're sitting very comfortably back there. It's not convenient at all, it's not convenient at all. The back is just like this. Yes, no, there is not enough space between the rows. There is not enough room for legs, there is not enough room for legs. Because it's a small car, yes. By the way, his face reminds me of a Tiguan. Simple wheels. She's so small. No, she loses to the Muscovite. Loses, of course. By the way, the design at the back is not too flashy. You know, we are budget friendly. We are inexpensive, we charged for free. We parked for free. We will get home calmly. Go on your 63rds helicopters. Who drives Helix 63rds? There are cool guys who drive 63rds. There are many of them, but for the most part it's some kind of wool. There are 10 cars at the traffic light. You look at the bus stops at your friend. I'm in a 63rd G-Class and there are 20 other cars driving around like that. Yesterday I was standing near a restaurant, so the Hotel Ukraine costs 2 galikas. I think some bulls will come out now. 2 ladies come out like this. 2 such, 1 such fits such a leg on the wheel, and what are you? You're talking to someone else, in short, counting here and there. Such a TYN hit the wheel. She says your slippers are bigger than mine. I'm sitting in the Rolls looking at this picture thinking fuck your mother. What's happening? In my mind, it was on the G-Class before. The boys went. Who are just guys? You understand that if the rate was normal, this car would cost 1,700,800. I understand that. Look at these 2 big bags, it fits in. Everything and nothing else fits. You want to translate a lot. Call a gazelle and take you wherever you want. My Mercedes comes out more. Your Mercedes drives without a bumper. Everything keeps falling off for him. Burps and so on, you know. And here is a new car. Oh, currency. This is the layout. This is the style. It reminds me of Audi. e-tron, and by the way BMW. They have the same wings. And that's why when you look from behind, you have this style, you know. And she also has comfortable access. Yes, I gave you the keys. Can you look at the key? It's there. Ha, wow. And they are at Porsche. Well done guys. Listen, lane control is of course a disaster. Yes, it is, yes, well, and in the sense that it is a small car. And currencies IJOY. Marty's country Russia. Car class B, length 4,385 millimeters. Width 1,850 millimeters, height 1,650 millimeters, wheelbase 2,655 millimeters, clearance 180 millimeters, curb weight 1,765 kilograms, luggage compartment volume 535L, automatic transmission, number of gears 1. Drive type front. Front suspension type independent. Maxerson type rear suspension type. Dependent torsion beam. Front brakes and rear brakes disc engine. Electric engine type. Permanent magnet synchronous motor. Maximum power 163 horsepower or 120 kilowatts, maximum speed 155 kilometers per hour. Acceleration time from 0 to 100 kilometers in 108 is a whole 9/10 of a second. Consumption 13 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Electric range 407 kilometers. Fast charge time CCS2 30 minutes. Guarantee 3 years or 100,000 kilometers of mileage. Detailed warranty conditions. Check with your authorized dealer. Good afternoon, my name is Alexander Bayanov. I am the head of the sales department of Rolf Elektrovoya and Currencies. Please tell me about IJOY. How do you like this car in general? And what are its advantages in operation? And if we are talking about Avalite, Aja is a fully electric crossover, having one electric motor located in the front axle. Accordingly, the car is front-wheel drive. The car's battery capacity is 53 kilowatt-hours, thanks to which the car in the warm season it can travel about 300 kilometers. In the urban cycle, I would attribute the following as a plus to IJO. Firstly, that on all electric vehicles in the Moscow region, no parking fee. There is no transport tax. And until the 1st of January 25 free travel on toll roads. On most toll roads, Moscow region. If you and I are talking about features of operation of this vehicle, I would like to note, which, like most electric trains, IJOY noticeably loses power reserve in cold weather by about 30 to 40%. Of course, it is important to understand and take this into account when operating car all year round. And if we look at experience, operation of the car by our customers, then they note the good dynamics of the car, which, in principle, all electric trains have the ability to charge the car, as in city parking lots, and accordingly in the house. Our client installs a charging station at home, arrives calmly after work, charges this vehicle, but it can also be charged in a regular 220 outlet, probably through some kind of adapter. Yes, absolutely true. We give this adapter wired to the complete set in the car month kit. You can connect the car to a 220 volts outlet and charge it, but you have to understand that this is the slowest charging option. Fast charging from a 220 volts network is about 3 kilowatt hours. You will need to fully charge the battery about 17 hours, but I will also note, what do you do when you come home? Most likely you still have some battery charge left, and you don't have to charge the battery to 100%. And in principle this is undesirable. Battery is better to keep in water identification 20 to 80% charge. And please tell me, what is the critical low battery indicator for IJOY? When you need to drop everything and urgently go to exercise. There is no such thing as critical low battery. Probably not. It's the same as with a mobile phone. It's important to just understand. And what is yours? The car has some power left. And what distance do you need to travel to? Charging station or to your home? Well, as I said earlier, it is better of course not to discharge the battery below 20%. This will extend the life of your battery. Who is the client Currency Enjoy? Good question. If we take the statistics of our clients, but also the clients of our colleagues who sell Currency Enjoy are people age approximately 45 to 50 years plus. These are residents of Moscow. They have Moscow region. Most and some have a country house. Where can they charge this car? Accordingly, these are people who were just interested in trying it. Something new to try this world of electric cars. Most often they switch from gasoline cars. I have a vivid example from Stigana. A person moved. One person even switched from Rapid to IJOY, and for the most part they are exploited for a long time. That is, I have clients, with which we have been communicating for more than 2 years, and they drive these cars without any problems. The car has been overwintered. Okay, already 2 winters even. This is already the 3rd one. We highly recommend our clients install the binary this autonomous heater. This is our test. It was also in the car. Thanks to this heater, it is precisely the reserve of electric traction that is saved. It doesn't consume that much coolant heating battery. That is, binary is a diesel heater. Oddly enough, in electric cars, a small tank of 9 to 10 liters is added. Diesel fuel is poured in there and it is accordingly heats up the antifreeze in the cooling system, thus saving a range of cars. But this is necessary for winter operation. Of course, in summer it is necessary. Just turn it off. Roughly speaking, you turn it off in the summer. It is controlled by block which is located. It can be installed anywhere in the cabin. This block and user. Accordingly, the client turns it on as needed. Do you have any experience, for example? What is this car? Or it could be a car from the line Evolute bought, for example, to Murmansk. Or I don't know, in Sakhalin. There is a cool case. Personally, the client just bought me 10 cars Evolute Profay Chelyabinsk. They use them there in business as a taxi. We are in constant contact. He's been using them for 2 years now. Overall, no complaints. I can't say when installing. It is actually a fuel heater. He didn't install it with us. Well, the cars are driven and used in Chelyabinsk. That is, the climate there is already quite harsh, even relative to Moscow. And he says that anyway. Maximum about 200 kilometers his car is in Chelyabinsk. In taxi mode it passes in winter well, because he has several of them, respectively drivers. They switch to a car that is already charged. and this car remains on charge. What technical questions do clients come with? For that or for in-scheduled maintenance? I can't say that there are any clients for Evoluti Joy. People often come to us for in-scheduled visits, some kind of car repair, of course, as in any complex technical vehicle. There are never any breakdowns in the car. Small, most often it is associated with discharge. 12-volt battery. In this case, we just charge it. We check its capacity. And calmly, we give the person a car ready for use. Was one-time case. It is worth noting that his currency is the selector washer. Shows movement. By analogy with the Jaguar drill. It was made and the person didn't have it. We also fixed this problem pretty quickly. As far as I remember, the problem was related to the contact network, which directly controls the exit of this puck. That's about the rest. Some global problems. Constantly encountering the same problems on this model cars. Breakdown data and subsequent repairs are a warranty story, of course. And naturally we have a warranty engineer who analyzes, checks car provides all the information, importer motor vest, to coordinate warranty repairs, if this is a breakdown not associated with any mechanical damage. If the car was used like a regular city car, then of course it is agreed upon under the warranty. If, for example, I was driving and got distracted, I forgot that I had an electric car out of habit, because I switched from internal combustion engines, discharged the battery. Accordingly, power went to the battery, from 12 volt, and then I load the car onto the tow truck. I'm calling you and saying, guys, please, I beg you, help. Save me, I have an emergency here. This is no longer a warranty case. This is me as a driver. How the owner didn't watch it. Well, there is an emergency. You have discharged the main battery. Traction and starting. Okay, the car was brought to us on a tow truck. We put the car on charge. Battery traction. In the process, we removed the starting battery, charged it. If you are discharging a 12-volt battery, there is usually a lead-acid battery. It charges and there are no problems. That is to say so that you discharge it and can no longer use it. This doesn't usually happen. That is, if the 12-volt battery is discharged, because it supplied power to the battery. That is, if everything is discharged, then the battery itself does not die. She is still subject to charge. Tell me please, enjoy evolution when replacing the battery. Do I need to do a reflash? Like for example on a lens? No, there is no need to do this. Here, as I said earlier, regular lead-acid battery, as in most of our cars, on which we move with internal combustion engines. But that's why it's quite easy to charge it. Install the car and everything will be fine. It will work. The most common question that clients ask is, what happens if my battery breaks? How many years is it designed for? A guarantee is not a guarantee. We haven't had a single case like this yet, so that the battery fails. But she can't take and wash everything out of order at once. Over time, yes, she will. It loses its capacity, but it's not so much that cars stop driving because of this. Nowadays, they have learned to make batteries quite reliable. If we are talking about the Lexus into the same resistor, there is actually a cattle battery used there. It is the leader in battery production in the world in principle. And its batteries are used not only by the brand Louisiana as a car, but also most European and American brands. The percentage of degradation there is about 1.5% per year. That is, it is for 10 years. In theory, it should lose 10 to 15% of them are like this. Well, there are no global breakdowns on the basis. The rear motor broke down. We replaced the car. Gave the client a new car. This one was given to the importer. I would like to pay tribute that the importer makes some changes very quickly. Car firmware. They are constantly updated. Russifies hears feedback from clients and from dealers, and makes changes to the vehicle support program, so that they become better and better. For an amateur, but not bad, but 2,600 is normal. There were times, yes. The new Polo cost 700. Volkswagen Polo is a nightmare. It's just a machine that was eternal. You could do and drive as much as you wanted. What can I say about her? Budget simple machine for 2,600,000. Produced in the Russian Federation.